So how much time does it take? How much time does it took for you to create a VM or two VMs? All right, just tell me one VM, okay? One VM. Approximately, I know you didn't keep a count. One VM. 25, roughly 1 hour. 1 hour, okay. 1 hour is too much. 25 minutes, okay, fine. Complete VM up, okay, like login, reboot, everything. 25. So yeah, we can say, yeah, 30 minutes. So you can see approximately 30 minutes, right? Half an hour time. Plus there are a few more steps that needs to be done. Like probably I will ask you to create a user, install some package, change some configuration file once the VM is come up. So you can say 45 minutes. Let's say you're very good, you keep doing it again and again, so you know you mastered it almost, and you can do it very quickly, but the system has its own limit. So anyways, 20 minutes. What if I tell you what you did in half an hour can be done in 3 to 4 minutes? That too with very less commands. Interesting, right? Yeah. So I'll show you that magic today. Okay, but first let's log into this VM and see how to access the Linux machine remotely. Okay, so I have here the CentOS machine that I created yesterday, and that one is Ubuntu. So I hope I remember the password. That's the problem with the complicated password, you don't remember, but I'll give you a trick later. Yeah, okay, I remember. Now this is like just connecting to a monitor, okay, like we are seeing the monitor of a computer. So this is the command to see the IP address in CentOS 7. Okay, you can write that now in the VM. Okay, in the VM, we are in the VM, CentOS VM. Whose mouse is not working? Mouse not working, just press control button on the right side, on the right control button on your keyboard. It will release the mouse. So here you see there are 3 network interface. You see 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I asked you a question, how many network interface your laptop has? First you said 1, then you said 2, and then we agreed, yes, we have 2, but you know there's one more, and it's not actual interface, it's a virtual interface, you can say. It's called as loopback. Okay, it's computer's own IP, you can say. Like, you know, you must have given a name to yourself, right? Like probably you must be calling yourself Iron Man or Captain America. All right, or Black Widow, I don't know. You give yourself a name. Okay, big Avengers fan, by the way. So you must have given some name to yourself. So like that, a computer gives name to itself, and that's 127.0.0.1. Yeah, I know that's dumb. Should have given some interesting name, but anyways, that's itself. All right. The people who are outside the other computer doesn't care what is this. Everyone have their own name. Okay, this is this, but they have all same name. Anyways, so that's a loopback interface. It's virtual interface. This second one is the network interface, NAT, attached to NAT network. Okay. Then the third one is the one that we created, extra adapter. Okay, and we have connected it to bridged. And see, if you'll see, it will get an IP address 192.168.0.5. Okay, now this IP is given by my Wi-Fi router to this VM. This IP is given by the virtualbox DHCP service. This is given by my Wi-Fi router. So this IP address will be in the same range as my laptop's IP or any computer in my network. Okay, I can confirm that. I'm going to open command prompt, and this is my computer, okay, not the VM. Command prompt, IP config, and you see my laptop IP given by the Wi-Fi router is 192.168.0.4, and this VM is 192.168.0.5. They're both in same network. They will have the same gateway also. Okay, so that's the default gateway, 192.168.0.1. To find the default gateway here, you have to run the command void route -n. There's one more command that I'll tell you later. Route command itself, okay, ignore it for now. Okay, let's not do Linux commands now, you'll get more confused. So that's a IP. Now I can use that IP to connect to this VM in my network, in my house. Okay, like today I'm in my house. All right, So at my house, whatever computers I have, okay, all these computers can connect to this VM by using this IP. They need a tool, a SSH client. There will be SSH service running. SSH is a service which will help us connect the Linux machine. We can connect the Linux machine by using SSH remotely, okay, remote connection. So we have one is putty. I guess you got the mail, right? I've sent you. In that mail, you must be having the download link to download and install putty. So download putty. Now SSH, okay, are you hearing me? Yeah. Okay, so SSH is a service running in the Linux machine, okay? And you need a client to connect to that service. So putty is an SSH client, okay? Some people call it putty, some call it putty, whatever you call, it does the same work. So I'm going to say download putty and go with the alternative binary 64-bit, okay? 32-bit people, you can download 32-bit one, okay? 64-bit, download it, open it. Okay, I guess we will have an issue to connect it. Okay, let's do it. Let's try 192.168.0.5. That's the IP. Okay, say open, say yes, give the username root and the password. Yeah, connected. Yeah, pretty small, right? Let's increase its font size. Where is this option? Change settings, appearance, font, 14 bold. Okay, apply. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, IP address show. See that? Connected to the same machine. You can run the hostname command and get the hostname of the system if you have set it. Right? While we are creating the VM last class, I have set the hostname as Devops box. Right? So putty is one client that can help you connect a Linux machine remotely, and this is how you will do. You will use putty or any other SSH client to connect your Linux machines. Okay, your Linux machine will be on the cloud, on some data center somewhere on the planet, or some virtual machine, anything you have. Okay, any Linux machine will have a SSH service running. Any Linux server will have SSH service running, and to connect it, you're going to use SSH client. So putty is an SSH client. Well, there is one more. We're going to use git bash. Now git bash is a multi-purpose utility. Its main intention is of version control system. Its main purpose, main features are of version control system. That we'll learn later, but it comes with so many goodies, and I literally love this tool when I want to connect to a Linux machine because I don't need anything else then. So you can download the Windows one. Again, macOS user, if you're there, let me know. So you download git bash. Again, actually I already have it downloaded and installed. Okay, and install it. Okay, default, next, finish, done. Open git bash. All right, for now everyone, git bash is a terminal to execute commands. That's all, nothing else. Everyone clear? What is git bash? It's a terminal to execute commands. That's all. All right, so you don't tell me later with git bash I did this, with git bash I did that. No, git bash is just to execute commands. Now I want to do SSH to our machine. So here I can do SSH give the username as root @ and the IP address 192.168.0.5. Okay, this. Just give me a moment. Oh, this is my system's problem actually. You won't get this problem. Say yes. Give the password. Connected. Okay. Same machine. IP address show. Okay. Same you are going to do with your Ubuntu machine also, but in Ubuntu you have not set the root user. Okay. Ubuntu systems, we don't set the root user password. We set a common normal user, and that user. Okay, let me log in. So that's Ubuntu machine. Devops. I guess that's the username and password I created. No? Okay. This is not good. Oh, I'll reset it later, okay? Whatever. So once you install git bash, it may come with black and white background. If you want to change the font and the color, just go to the looks. You can change the foreground. Foreground means the text. Okay. Background means the background color. Like if I say that one, apply. So that's the background color now. Foreground I have selected as green. Probably I want to go white. Just a little look and feel is always better. Okay. Now you can change the font. This font text, yes. Yeah. So whatever you want, select it. Okay. Now in this course you're going to use this git bash a lot, like all the time. We'll be spinning up a lot of Linux machines, and to connect them we'll use git bash. If you like putty, you can continue with putty. Okay, but git bash comes with some other utility also, like scp and all, to copy files to Linux machines. If you're using putty, it doesn't have that, so you need to have some other copy utility like winscp. Like if you use putty, you need to use few other tools, extra tools also. Like if you use git bash, just like all in one. Okay, but it doesn't save any sessions, git bash. All right. Okay, everyone clear on this? How to connect to a Linux machine? Sure. Okay. Great. Now, I told you I'll show you a magic trick, right? 30 minutes work in just few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, like I may have little delay on my machine. There's some problem with my Windows machine, but you won't have that delay. It's gonna take few minutes only. Okay, the magic title is Vagrant. Okay, don't worry, we're not going to start learning Vagrant quickly now. We have a lot of Linux to learn first of all, but I don't want you to waste too much of your time. Okay, we're gonna be DevOps. All right, like you're gonna be DevOps, right? Or we are DevOps, let's say. All right, doing manual work, all that hard work is not our style. All right, we automate things and we let system do our work and we relax. Okay, so I don't want you to spend a lot of time to create virtual machine. Later you'll need to create 5, 6, 10 virtual machines, and you keep creating virtual machine like that, you'll spend hours of time. All right, instead of that, I'll show you one trick. You can quickly launch virtual machines. Okay, it's that much today. All right, tomorrow we're going to we'll start learning Linux. Okay, today also we'll see some commands. So first of all, you need to have Vagrant installed on your machine. I have sent in the email. Okay, download Vagrant. All right, Windows user 64-bit. Okay, 32-bit people, you can go with this one, but You don't be 32-bit in this world, okay? Just upgrade. Anyways, download 64-bit, install it. Installation may take little longer time, and you need to reboot your machine also when the installation is completed. To set up a VM with Vagrant, okay, just give me a moment. Okay, so Vagrant is a VM automation tool. Okay, I'm going to take this through this slide again to you and explain you Vagrant in more detail, but you may have a lot of questions about the magic trick. Okay, so I'm already telling you. So you have problem of OS installation. It's very time consuming. I already told you 30 minutes, right? You already told me. Now with Vagrant, there is no OS installation first of all. Okay, it's going to bring up an image. There will be an image that will be downloaded to your machine. From that image, it will create VM. So it's going to be very fast. Plus, it has so many tips and tricks that I'll tell you later. Okay, we'll learn Vagrant in detail. So this is how Vagrant works. There will be a Vagrant cloud. Okay, we'll go there and we'll check. There will be some boxes, or you can call them as images. Okay, images, VM images. Okay, those VM images will be downloaded by Vagrant, and everything will be put into a Vagrant file. All right, all the information, that what is going to be the VM name, the box name, the network like bridge interface and all, and a lot of information you can put over there. And you hit the command Vagrant up. Okay, it will check the box name. If it's not available locally, it will download from the cloud. Okay, and then it will contact your hypervisor or your VM tool, which is Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, it will give you all the information to Oracle VirtualBox VM, and that Oracle VM VirtualBox will then create VM for us. Okay, this is in brief. I'll tell you in detail later. Okay, so first requirement is we find the box. Just type Vagrant Cloud, go to Vagrant Cloud, and these are boxes. Okay, Ubuntu /Trusty64, official Ubuntu server 1404. Okay, that's the operating system. CentOS 7, CentOS Linux 7, Ubuntu Xenial 64, official Ubuntu 1604. Okay, so there are a lot of OS based boxes here, and there are a lot of boxes that have some software also already installed. Okay, and all of them will support VirtualBox. Okay, the way it works is, you need to bring up a VM, select your operating system. Okay, I'll go with Ubuntu Trusty 64. Okay, let's do that. So let's do one thing. Let's go to D drive, and let's create a folder, my Vagrant. In this folder, I will create another folder which says, yes, yeah, I was showing you I created my Vagrant directory. Inside that, I created Ubuntu 14 directory. In this directory, I'll create a VM. So Vagrant is a command line tool. It's not a graphical tool. Okay, it saves a lot of time. So let's go to D drive. Now this is how you do. This is how you travel. CD D. Okay, that's gonna take you to D drive. CD means change directory. Okay, it's a Linux command, by the way. ls will list everything in that directory, and I have that my Vagrant directory. Okay, so let's do CD to that. CD my Vagrant. Ubuntu 14. Okay, good. Let's go to Ubuntu 14. Clear command is gonna just clean the screen, clean the slate. Okay, yeah, here you go. So this is the magic. This is the command, okay, which will perform the magic. Vagrant init, give the box name. Okay, box name you have to find out from the Vagrant cloud. Okay, I don't guarantee every box will work. Official boxes work on most of the operating system with most of the version of Vagrant and VirtualBox. Okay, but you may have some problem, and sometimes I'll ask you to change the box and try. So you need to find another box. Let's say probably you are looking for some CentOS. You can search CentOS. You know, there are a lot of CentOS boxes. Okay, So if it's not working, just move on, because it's not your box, someone else created it. So you can't make change to a existing box. All right, so just get the new one. So Vagrant init ubuntu/trusted64, hit enter. Yeah, I told you, right? My system has little problem with Vagrant recently. I'm troubleshooting those things, so it's little slower, okay? My Vagrant, but yours is gonna be fast, blazing fast. Okay, when I did that, when I executed that command, it created a file, Vagrant file. Okay, V capital. We can check here also. You see that? Okay, let's do another command, Vagrant up. And before I execute that command, let me open VirtualBox there. Oh, come here, come here. Okay, now watch this. I'll say Vagrant up. These are 2 VM that I created manually, right, in front of you last class, and now there'll be 1 VM that will magically appear here, okay, in some time. By the time I will open this Vagrant file, you can use Notepad++, okay? Like, don't use the Notepad or WordPad or MS Word, okay? You're going to use Notepad++, or if you have other better IDE or editor, you can use that, but minimum Notepad++, okay? It's just better for us. So this is the Vagrant file, okay? As I told you, my Vagrant is a little slower. So there'll be some settings here. Okay, hash, wherever you see hash, that's a commented line, okay? That means that line, water is, you can just put a hash and write anything over there. That's not going to be any configuration, okay? I am learning Vagrant, like that, okay? It will be this, any line that is after the hash will be ignored, okay, by, yes, Ruby interpreter. This is a Ruby code. All right, don't panic, you don't have to learn Ruby also, okay? It's the documentation also that says you don't need to learn Ruby. We're going to change some settings in this file, and that can customize our VM settings. We'll see that in detail later. Okay, today is just about bringing a VM. You can give a bridge network from here, which I'll show you in a moment. You can change the RAM size, the CPU size. You can let this system execute some command when it comes up, which is called as provisioning. Okay, we'll do all these things. As of now, we'll just give the box name and bring it up. That's all. Okay, so Vagrant init, we give the box name. We don't edit anything in the Vagrant file for now. Just keep it just to show you. Okay. Oh, it's coming up. Oh, you see that? See that VM? Okay, like you can keep a track when you do it yourself and see how long does it take when you hit Vagrant up. Okay, so it's going to take only 2 to 3 minutes, and sometimes you have multiple VMs also, which we'll see very soon, like in few days only. We'll need multiple VMs. In that case, you can put multiple VM information into one Vagrant file also, and you can create multi-VM. Like, imagine you're just executing a command, Vagrant up. You already have a Vagrant file. I'm going to give you a lot of Vagrant files. You just execute the command Vagrant up, and there'll be, in few minutes time, there'll be 6-7 VMs up and running with all their services and system, everything set up. That's going to be cool, right? So that's the power of automation. So you feel that, okay? And if this comes up, I'll show you how to log in. As I told you, a little problem with my system, okay? First time when you bring up the VM, it will take a longer time. That will be because it will download a box. A box is going to be of some size, some like the 800 MB or a GB size. So first time it's going to take time. If you have like good network speed, then it's going to be quickly. if you have low network speed, so it's going to take some longer time. Once the box is downloaded on your local machine, then if the next time you create one more VM with the same box, it will be very quick. Like for me, it didn't download the box because that box is already downloaded on my machine. Okay, that and all I'll tell you later. I don't want you to take too much of headache today. Okay, now one more try. Okay, one more VM. Let's create one more VM, and this time let's say CentOS 6. Yeah, just taking a different version today. So we did like what, Ubuntu 18 and CentOS 7, right? Last class, this time CentOS 6 and Ubuntu 14. Oh, I don't need to create any other directory. Why I'm creating a directory inside this? Yes, delete. Okay, let's do one more. Open git bash. Go to your directory. My Vagrant, CentOS 6. So Vagrant init CentOS/6. Now that's a box name. I already know that. Okay, you need to find that. Okay, you don't need to by heart the box name. Just go to Vagrant Cloud, find your right box, give the command. Okay, and Vagrant up. That's all. See, just two commands. Vagrant init, Vagrant up. Boom. Okay, now another VM will start coming up. One thing important, you have to be in that directory to execute that Vagrant command to manage your VM. Machine booted and ready. Oh man, guest edition. This is gonna take a very long time. Not good. This is all because of my sins. I did too much of experiments with this Vagrant on, because I do so much of investigation work, and because of that I installed some plugin and it's taking just really long time to create the VM. Okay, cd d. Okay, if you don't have D drive, you can use C drive or whatever drive you have. Okay, you don't need to do it only on D drive. Okay, there is no specification. Ubuntu Vagrant SSH. Okay, hope that works. Yeah, as I told you, taking longer time. Okay, see, so once your VM is up, you have to be in the same directory for your VM, and you do their Vagrant SSH, and it will give you a login. So I'm logged in. Logged in with Vagrant user. Who am I is a Linux command that will tell you what user you are. Okay, so it logged me in with Vagrant user, and anytime I want to become a root user, I can do sudo -i. And don't get panicky about the Linux commands. I'm going to explain you all of them. Okay, starting tomorrow. So who am I? Vagrant sudo -i become root user. If you want to come out of the VM, just observe this prompt. Okay, Vagrant @ the host name. You are inside the VM. I type exit. Here, read it. I'm out of the VM. I'm on my host machine now, on my Windows machine. This is my username, and this is my Windows computer name. So by looking at the prompt, understand you are where. You're in a VM or you are on your machine. Okay. All right. CentOS machine is up. This is too many screens today. Huh? So CentOS is up. Let's log in. Vagrant SSH. All right, someone put some question. Is this tool in real-time environment or this is for a practice? Because the organization would prefer to automation in creating the VMs, right? And again, licensing issue. Who care? You think about organization too much, okay? Organization doesn't care what you do. This is your own personal tool, by the way, okay? And you cannot afford to put up your scripts or your techniques on a real machine, on real server, okay, unless you're not sure. How can you be sure? You practice it locally on your own laptop, okay? If you don't have VMs, you create VMs. Being DevOps, we will be creating a lot of local VMs, okay, for testing our scripts or implementing our tools, okay, for all these purpose. The point is you will need VMs on your local machines all the time to do something or the other, okay, on regular basis. So managing VMs manually, I've already shown you the problem. You told me it took 30 minutes. It takes me 30 minutes. So that can be very easily done. Plus, Vagrant is an internationally acclaimed tool. Wherever you go today in part of the world for any lab work or any conference or anything, they're showing you something, it'll give you a Vagrant file to bring up VMs quickly up and running. Okay, so basically, you're being a DevOps, you need to have good tools. Okay, a carpenter without his tools, his or her tools, is not really a carpenter. You need to have great tools. This is one of your toolbox. I don't care what you do with how you do your work, but what tools do you use. It's you who have to worry about it. Okay, guest machine entered into an invalid state. Okay, Vagrant halt. If you're done with your VM, we brought up the VM, login, whatever command you can execute, log out. Exit is the command to log out. Okay, Vagrant SSH to log in, exit to come out. Vagrant halt is to power off the VM. So you see here the VM will get powered off this CentOS 6 because I'm in that CentOS 6 directory. Okay, again, directory names can be anything. All right, but better you give some meaningful name. Just a moment. Yeah, there. Yeah, great. It's not working. Some problem. Let me troubleshoot that. Vagrant plugin. Remove. Vagrant hyphen version is going to show me what version I have, 2.2.2, which is the latest one. Vagrant plugin list. Vagrant plugin install. I'll explain you what this is. later when we learn Vagrant. Okay. Okay, let's do this again. So I'm going to create another VM, okay, with git bash. Okay, so cd d drive my Vagrant, and I'm going to create directory from here itself. Ubuntu 16, Vagrant init, Ubuntu / Xenial 64. Yeah, okay. Vagrant up. Okay, that's all. You need to do just these 3 things. All right, do it and let me know. 3 things are: create your directory. We call it as just project directory. Create project directory, run the command vagrant init and the box name and vagrant up. That's gonna bring up your VM. To log in, you do vagrant ssh. To come out, you type exit. To power off, vagrant halt. All the command will be sent to you, okay, so don't worry, and it's there in our book also. Okay, so we are not learning too much of Vagrant today, or we're not starting learning Vagrant from tomorrow. We are doing it. We are going to start learning Linux from tomorrow onwards, but I want you to be very confident with bringing up VMs on your system quickly and efficiently. Okay, the DevOps way. Right, Vagrant uses the VM at Vagrant server or somewhere on its side. Let's see if it. No, okay. Vagrant creates VM on your local laptop. That's what I have opened VirtualBox for you. This is your VM on your machine. It's not somewhere else. Okay, it's not on the cloud. Vagrant cloud is downloads the box, just like we download an ISO file. For Vagrant we have box. Okay, it's not somewhere, it's your own local machine. All right, and forget about Vagrant. Okay, don't worry about Vagrant too much. We'll learn it in detail. Okay, for now just worry about setting up VMs. Okay, quickly. Just a moment. Yeah, coming up. That's coming up. So everyone clear on this? Create directory, Vagrant init, box name, Vagrant up, and Vagrant SSH to log in. Log out via exit. Okay, or you can type Control D also. Observe your prompt. Right, to power off, Vagrant halt. You want to reboot, Vagrant reload. You want to delete, Vagrant destroy. Okay, well, these are your takeaway commands today. Clear, everyone? Say yes or no something. Okay, what about other people? You're shy on typing also? Come on, man. Really? It's just 5 to 6 people who are responding.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. What does Vagrant does basically? Oh, that I'll explain you later. Okay, what Vagrant does? It's the magic. You don't reveal all the secret. Okay. You'll know all of it. Okay, not now. It's keeping it very minimum today. Yes, this is your work today. You just create the VM and power it off or destroy it. That's what your work today. What I did the same thing today. That's all. You should be very comfortable in bringing up VM. Okay, I tell you, okay, bring up the CentOS 6 machine. You're like, yeah, no problem. You execute your commands, your VM is up and running. Yeah, we will see so many things, Kiran, not now with the Vagrant. You can do so many things. I'll tell you one more thing today, okay, for the bridge network. But if it doesn't work, just forget it, leave it, okay? We'll continue with it. So that's why I asked everything clear for everyone. If that is done, I can show you one more last thing with Vagrant and we'll just call it off and then we'll discuss. We'll have Q&A. CentOS on VM, I'm struggling with the mouse. You downloaded CentOS on VM. How can you download CentOS? CentOS ISO you are saying? On VM? ISO you don't download on VM. You created the VM. You can talk like you can open up your mic and start talking. That will be better. Hello? I don't hear you.
Even I have the same problem. I think he mean to say that he has a problem with the mouse. The mouse is not working in the VM once we install the CentOS or Ubuntu or something like that. Because
VM, like,
I just use my keyboard to, like, I
ah,
use
right.
tab and then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
entered.
right. That's how it is. It's command line and it's the monitor of that. There's no mouse
Yeah,
there.
so mouse is not working in the VM, so that is what
Yeah.
we struggle. Like, we use the right control, but it didn't work for me.
Right control will release your mouse, but if you click on this, it will capture the mouse. There, it's all
Yeah,
command line. There's no mouse, there's no cursor here, okay? It's not gonna integrate your cursor.
actually the problem is like, once I'm getting into the command,
Hmm.
the mouse cursor is getting into invisible mode. Like for you, I
Right.
can
It will
see the
be
cursor.
stuck there. It will be stuck there.
Yeah, but I cannot see my mouse itself,
Yeah,
mouse cursor
it's
itself.
gone. It's captured, hijacked, or kidnapped by your VM. Okay. If you want to release it, you have to hit the control button on your keyboard, right side control.
I
See,
did it a couple of times, but it didn't work for me. Like for
right
you,
side control, right control.
yeah, right side control only I used it, but it didn't work for me. Maybe some issue with I read some blogs on it, and then there
Uh-huh.
is some issue with it, I think.
So I'm hearing it first time because it really releases the cursor.
No, it's not
Right
releasing
control
it.
on your keyboard.
No,
Are
no,
you using
it's
right mouse click or right control button?
right
Keyboard.
control on the keyboard. Right control on the
Right.
keyboard. I'm using the
Yeah.
same. I think a couple of people have the same problem. They are write it down on the chat, I guess.
Okay.
Mhm. Maybe a
Let me
known
find it
issue,
out.
probably.
Because I'm hearing it first time. It may be some bug also. I'm not sure because I'm hearing this first time.
So
It's
all I
mouse.
use is like, I completed my installation by using the keyboard itself. So tab,
Yeah.
tab, tab. It it went down, but I think
Okay.
by clicking the mouse, I can make it really fast.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
Mm,
true. While the installation phase.
yeah. So
Okay,
so
everyone, can you tell me what's the version of your VirtualBox or Actual VM
6.
VirtualBox version? 6.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let me install 6 and see. I think that's a VirtualBox problem, or you can do one thing if that's a big problem. uninstall sixth one and install 5.2 something like that. Okay, you can just Google, it will just point you to this archive. You can download virtualbox of a less than 6 and try that, because I'm going to do it now, because if it's a problem that everyone is getting, it could be a bug. Major versions of any software comes with some bugs, man. We need to find out. So I can't tell you like really it's a bug. I need to first try that myself. Okay, but
Okay,
while
sounds
I'm
good.
trying, you can also try. I'll come up with some
Yeah,
answers.
yeah, probably. Thank you so much, Imran.
So like that, people, or VM is up. To log in, you say Vagrant SSH. Ubuntu VM is going to take a little longer time to do SSH, but there is some problem with the box that I'll show you. Logged in, you have the command ifconfig. Okay, exit to log out, or again you can become root user by doing sudo -i. Okay, exit. I am the exit from the root user, still the Vagrant in the VM, type exit out. Okay, so read the prompt and you'll understand. Vagrant halt to power off. There are all Linux commands. All Linux commands. If it's a Linux machine, there'll be all Linux commands only, right? Oh, are you asking all Linux command in DevOps like that? Vagrant. Vagrant has its own set of commands. These are Vagrant commands. Vagrant halt, Vagrant reload, Vagrant destroy, Vagrant SSH, Vagrant up, Vagrant init. These are Vagrant command. Okay. Once you do Vagrant SSH, you log into the Linux VM, because we have brought up the Linux VM. So once you're on the Linux VM, of course you'll have all Linux commands. Yeah, Vagrant halt, attempting to power off. Your VM is off. You see there, powered off. Now I have opened VirtualBox just to show you that this trick is working. Okay, otherwise you don't need to open VirtualBox. You can manage everything from the command line. You have to manage everything from command line. Okay, if you want to delete any VM, just say Vagrant destroy. So this command will work for this VM if you are in that directory. Okay, that being in that directory is important. Now if you'll just be anywhere in your system, so to check where you are located, you can just run pwd command. Okay, it will show you where you are present working directory. Like I go to C drive, program, C drive, Windows. I don't know where I'm lost. I can run pwd present working directory. I want to go to D drive, CD, D drive. I'm in D drive. I want to go to C drive, CD, C drive. ls will list the directories. CD will tell it to change to that directory. Okay, CD, D. You can give the complete path. Ubuntu. No wait, it's my Vagrant there. Yeah, Ubuntu 16. Okay. Now our VM, I've run the command here Vagrant halt, so it's powered off. I can run Vagrant up to anytime bring it up. This is just gonna power up now. First time when you run Vagrant up, it brings up the VM. If VM is off, powered off, you just say Vagrant up, it will bring up. It's power on. Okay. You'll see this coming up. And what really? Yeah, up right there. If you're having too much issue with some VM, you can just simply delete it if you don't want. Okay, Vagrant destroy. And keep one thing in mind, every VM will have a Vagrant file, its own Vagrant file. Okay, and you'll also see a .vagrant directory. Okay, as of now, ignore it. Don't think too much about it. You can open, edit it in Notepad++. If you want to give bridge interface, just uncomment that line, config.vm.network public network, okay, and say Vagrant up, or if the VM is already running, Vagrant reload, and you'll get a bridge interface. Okay, this we'll see tomorrow, and we'll start learning Linux also. All right, just want to take this much today. Are we good, everyone? Can you do this today? Great. So launch as many as VM you want. Just take care of your RAM size on your laptop. Okay, you want to anytime check how much memory your VM is taking, you can just see there, 512 MB, Ubuntu 14. Okay, that's Ubuntu 16.1024 MB, 1 GB. Okay, and like, you know, I have then here 1 GB. This is the manual, 1 GB, 1 GB, 2 GB, that's 3 GB, and that's 3.5 GB is already taken by my VMs. So you be careful. If you don't need any VM, just power it off. If it's a manual VM that you created, you just say close, power off. Okay, if it's a Vagrant VM, like these two are Vagrant VM, you just say halt, Vagrant halt there. Okay, Vagrant halt. Well, I'm there, Ubuntu 14. Okay, it's gonna power off that VM. Your VM name here will be the directory name that you created. Okay, before you shut down your laptop, make sure your VMs are off, otherwise it gets corrupted. And your Vagrant is going to be faster than me. Okay, all right, then that would be all for today.